This video is brought to you by Buyee.
Alright, so I want to start off this video by asking you guys a question. Have you ever heard the term Holy Grail figure? I know that's not supposed to be a pun off Fate because of this video, but it does fit with this video. Anyways, in my definition, a Holy Grail figure is a figure that the collector needs to have. It's a must-have, not a want, but a need. Because if you do not have that figure, you're gonna feel like your collection's never gonna be complete. Today's video is on one of those particular figures. It's of this thing. This is a figure that Aniplex released to celebrate the 15th anniversary of Fate's Day Night. The Path. I think that's what the figure's called. Translation-wise, anyways. This priced at around, I believe, on like Otaku Mode and Right Stuff for about 594 USD, which is...
Ooh boy.
It's probably the most expensive figure I've gotten to take a look at. Now, I actually had to get this through a proxy shipping service because I didn't initially pre-order it because, well, I had no money. So I had to resolve myself to finding a seller on Yahoo Auctions or Mercari JP. If you don't know what proxy shipping service is, they basically act like a middleman for you. So the Japanese seller would send it to Buyee and then Buyee would send it out to you. Basically how it works. That's why I got this thing. If you want to try to buy this yourself, I'll leave a link down to Buyee below in the description. You can sign up. You can even get a 2,000 yen coupon off your first purchase, which is a pretty good deal. That's like 20 bucks off. So yeah, you can go search up for some sellers and see if you can get this thing for a decent price. Oh, by the way, sorry for the insane lack of videos for the last like 3 weeks. I was working on the card captor soccer figure right there, but when I got this thing in, I had to stop everything I was doing and I wanted to get started to open up this thing. So here it is. Yeah, so it comes in its own like shipping box. Here it is. It has the Aniplex logo, of course, and Face Night 15th anniversary, the path, or whatever it says here. There's no scale size that was specified for the figure. All I know is that it's about 23 inches in height, which is pretty large. So I have no idea how to open this thing. I do have my top-down setup at the moment, but I don't know if you can actually see anything from there because the box is so huge. Oops, I hit my mic, sorry. Okay. I'm gonna drop this thing on the floor for real quick. The huge, oh my god, this is massive. It probably should have been better to open it from the bottom so I could just slide off the box. Would have been something to think about. I'm determined to pull this thing out. And there you go. I haven't actually seen the front of the box yet. Let me see what this looks like. Oh my god, you got the giant command seal right there. Fate's Day Night. Yes. Here is the back side of the box. Fantastic. Oh, there it is on the side. Fate's Day Night 15th anniversary figure. The Path. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering how much shipping was, it was about 55,000 yen. Oh, no, not 55,000 yen. My god, that'd be ridiculous. 5,500 yen. It was around there, which is not bad. That's like 60 bucks, essentially. I got shipped via FedEx because Buyee is one of those smarter companies that actually, you know, decided to open up more shipping options rather than just use DHL, like another certain website I can think about. Because goddamn, DHL shipping for this thing was about $200. Alright, so you open up the top lid, and this is what you see in the top. Alright, sorry. My top camera is pretty much useless at this junction. On top of the giant blister packaging, we get a little shikishi board. I don't know if my camera's going to focus on that. I hope it does. It comes with some instructions, which I will open up right now. Let's see this. Oh, I did not do that smoothly. For the moment we've all been waiting for. Alright, I'm gonna put this down because I don't want to try to lift it up again. Oh my god, that smells, I can smell the plastic from here. Well, obviously it's right in my face. Yep. It's pretty massive. Alright, so I'm gonna lay this flat down. some of the weapons are already attached there, but some of them you gotta put in yourself. Whoa, that is insane. Absolutely insane. Ah, there you go, that's the base. It is ginormous. All right, let's take a look at Shiro here. The whole figure comes in a plastic bag. Kind of reminds me of like a prize figure. Oh my god, his abs are actually insane. Can you see the definition on his abs? Oh my god. I need to get ripped like Shiro. I can already tell you right now, the coloring is pretty damn good. I like the burnt ends on his shirt. His pants are nice, but I feel like the little rips here, they kind of look, well, it's literally one texture. So I feel like there should have been a little bit more separation here between his skin and the rip. But yeah, overall, I do really like it. Shiro, it looks fantastic. Can he stand by himself? Holy crap, he can actually stand by himself. Let's get Arturia out of their plastic wrapping. Arturia definitely feels more like a prize figure, honestly. But I think one of the main selling points about this figure is going to be the base itself and the whole grand composition it makes. Oh, the battery out of my top camera died. Got Gabolg and Archer's bow. Then you got Arturia's Excalibur, of course. And then you got Media's Rule Breaker. And then you got the Corrupt Grail, which is just spewing its shit out. And then you got the gears that appear in Unlimited Blade Works. Ooh. It's pretty nice. Alright, so that is it for the pieces. Now we will do the assembly, and then we'll talk about the figure. So let me just speed this up.
ついてこれるか。トリガーオフ。
Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that little sequence there. Took me a lot longer to make, and even at the end of the day, I'm not even that happy with it. I finally understand the phrase of like being you're your own worst critic. Alright, so quick recap. This is the 15th anniversary figure for Fate Stay Night made by Aniplex, The Path. Retailed for a price of $594 USD, basically $600. However, disclaimer, that is actually only on US retailers like Otaku Mode, Right Stuff, Crunchyroll. Those sites priced it at $594, but Aniplex on their Japanese website, Aniplex Plus, priced the figure at 45,000 yen, which if you do USD conversion rate, that's about $400. So in the Japanese market, this is about a $400 figure, but over here in the US, I guess, it's $600. I have no idea why they bumped up the price by like $200. So when you look at this thing, $400 is definitely a much more easier pill to swallow than $600. I got mine for about 50,000 yen, so about $50 more. So it's around like 400 and $50 or so USD, which kind of is like close to like $600 Canadian. So I got off pretty sweet with this figure in my personal opinion. Also, another thing is that this figure in Japan released back in February. However, if you ordered off of like Otaku mode, you don't have yours till June, supposedly. Okay. So the basic box is, you know, it's decent size. If you're going to keep this thing, which you should, I mean, anyone who's buying this figure, I'm assuming you're going to keep the box. If you end up throwing away the box, stop watching this video. But it's got this nice blue smoky design. In fact, you can actually see some of the gears on the back of the box right here in this design right here. But yeah, it's a basic smoky blue design with Shiro's red command seal on the front with Fates Tonight all in red. It's kind of got like this shiny finish on it, so it kind of shines. Back of the box, basic pictures. Side, you got Fates Tonight 15th anniversary figure, the path, and then the top of the box, you got Fates Tonight's logo in gold. That's pretty cool. Alright, so first thing inside the box that you'll find is a Shikishi board with Arturia and Shiro on it. It's pretty cool. You get the base itself, decent amount of weight to it, 2 figures wrapped in plastic, and of course a couple of weapons that the servants use in the series. The gears from Unlimited Blade Works, and the Grail spitting out mud. Alright, assembly wise, it's not that difficult to put in. The base itself has 2 pegs for Shiro, you put that in. On this rock thing, you have another peg hole that Saber goes right into. The back side of the base, you have, what is it, 4 holes, 5? I don't actually remember. For the gears to plug right in. And then the Grail has, goes into another 3 peg holes on the gears themselves. The weapons go in various different places on the base. They're a little bit finicky, but they are relatively easy to poke in there. Berserker Sword's already stacked into the base itself already for you, so there's that. And then everything else that's pretty much it. Very easy, not that hard. Now, the biggest takeaway is the gigantic base, right? Like, I love the whole composition with the design of the foreground and the background that kind of just seamlessly blends together with the gears in the back and the weapons stuck inside the base. It's so cool. The base itself is actually supposed to be a holy grail. It's kind of hard to tell because the shroud is wrapped in it, or it's wrapped in the shroud, I should say. But as you can see right here, it's kind of gold. Yeah, that's supposed to represent the Grail, and it has 15th anniversary Fates Tonight on the bottom. The poses of the fingers themselves, I actually really like. You got Shiro getting ready to do some 9 Lives Blade Works. I'm just kidding. It's the wrong hand, because I'm pretty sure his right hand wouldn't be able to withstand the weight of the weapon. And you got Arturia kind of like leaping off a rock, flying into battle. The weapons themselves are painted really well, and are fairly detailed for what they are. The gears have this rusted metallic look to it, and I think that's really good. Now, the figures, I've seen a couple of people kind of comment on the fact that they kind of look like prize figures, or they practically are prize figures. Like, why would I pay $600 for 2 prize figures and a fancy base? Well, first of all, it's actually $400. USD retailers just kind of screwed over the Western fan base. Second, I do kind of have to agree. Arturia definitely feels more prize figure-y like she doesn't have a lot of details to her, and I think one of the reasons to this is because they didn't really use her armor. They picked out the outfit of just her blue dress. Sure, she got the leggings, look fairly detailed with the metallic finish and everything, but everything else about the dress, it's kind of plain. Like, the dress itself has a lot of folds, but aside from that, there's not a whole lot of detail. The most of the detail is on the back of her head with the hair braid and everything, but aside from that, it's nothing to write home about. Shiro, on the other hand, I think looks pretty damn good. I think this is mainly due to the whole outfit aesthetic that he's got going on, with the ripped up jeans and the burnt up shirt and the definition on his abs. And even right now, I can actually see his back muscles, and oh my god, they're pretty good. Like, if you have an armpit fetish, I'm not gonna lie, Shiro has some very defined armpits right there. I think the paint job and the amount of detail for Shiro, he definitely just looks a lot more better than Arturia does. That's pretty much my overall thoughts right there. Now, I do have a little page from Aniplex talking about the figure itself and the thought process, because they actually did some interviews and some comments from the people who worked on this thing, so we can go take a look at that and see how the thought process was. By the way, this whole page is Google translated because it was originally Japanese, so we're gonna have some broken English here. Takashi Takeuchi's desire to create a statue that reproduces the famous scene of Fates Tonight will be part of the Type Moon exhibition in 2019. That's already passed. The production will be proceeded under the supervision of Takeuchi. If you don't know who Takeuchi is, he's basically the main illustrator behind Type Moon, and he's like Nasu's best friend. We had a lot of discussions about which character to use, and although there were some candidates, we chose the main characters, Shiro and Saber, because it was a commemorative project. Of course, I think those two only make sense. There are a few Shiro figures that have been commercialized so far compared to other characters, and I personally thought it would be nice to have a good looking Shiro figure. That is 100% true. This is probably one of the best Shiro figures I've actually seen, and one of the only ones I've actually seen. Regarding the whole, I decided to create a worldview based on the fate that I passed at the beginning, but since it is a commemorative project, I wanted to make it larger, and Fate has a story that follows because it is deep and wide. I wanted to make the story spread when I saw it, so I decided to incorporate the contents of Unlimited Blade Works into the composition. I decided not to incorporate Hibbit's Field because the direction is quite different compared to the previous two routes. But I added a little essence if I could feel it, if I could feel a sign. So this is about Saber and the thought process behind her. Imagine a battle scene, but Saber's not wearing armor. This is the image of the final battle of Stay Night, the scene with Gilgamesh, and it is a costume that makes you feel the scene of parting with Shiro. So you know the final scene of the Fate route where Shiro and Saber have to part from one another because you know the Grail War is over and everything. That's basically what they're going for. Many of Saber's figures are armored, so I wanted to take a different approach, so I chose this outfit. So there you go. If you're wondering why she doesn't have her armor, that's why they went with that. Regarding the poses of the two, I drew up some rough drawings of candidates and asked Type Moon to choose them. The two people are facing their backs, but in this scene, they were actually fighting in different places. So yeah, another thing I actually see a lot of people complaining about is the fact that Shiro kind of looks like his arm is sticking up into Saber's skirt. But here in this scene, apparently they're not even fighting in the same place. The relationship in which they can leave their backs also appeals to their emotions. Alright, so from this line, I'm thinking they're trying to say that they trust each other enough to leave their backs to one another so, you know, they don't have to worry about each other. Also, in Fate posters, you can often see the composition of each character like this, so I wanted to match that atmosphere. Oh, that is true. You know, in various, like, theatrical visual teasers for Fate, a lot of the posters have characters facing out in different directions. I guess that's what they were trying to go for here. Alright, for Shiro tends to be plain because this costume is simple. That is true. What, jeans and a random shirt with blue sleeves, like... I think that the appearance of being tattered looks outstandingly cool because of this simple costume. That is true. At first, I wasn't sure if I should add a jacket with a collar, but I'm glad I just decided on the shirt. Also, because of the hem of the shirt was torn, I wanted to show off the muscles around the waist from the abdomen. He's probably a little trained, so I'm sure he has some muscle, but I made it with a feeling that is not as good as an adult male. So they try to make it look like he does have some muscle, because he probably trains, of course, but they didn't try to make him look JoJo buff. Then the left arm. The muscle flow and structure under the armpit is good, isn't it? Alright, yeah. This guy knows. They did a fantastic job with the armpit. Also, at this stage, a red cloth is wrapped around him to make him feel the future development of him, who is still Shiro. Oh, I guess that's why they didn't really make his left arm Archer's left arm, because, you know, they just decided to put a cloth there just to symbolize instead. Oh, this is about the base, which makes sense, because you know how they said previously that they're trying to be fighting in, or they're supposed to be fighting in different scenes? This kind of adds to that. The mountain and the sword stuck in the mountain are an image of weapons that are projected by Unlimited Blade Works and its landscape, but at the same time it made it with the image reminiscent of Cameron Hill. The rubble in the foreground is an image of a burning Fuyuki City and is seamlessly connected. The part that Saber's actually standing on is supposed to be a piece of rubble burning in Fuyuki City, and then the rest is supposed to be Unlimited Blade Works. It kind of just meshes seamlessly well together. Guess that's what they were going for. Alright, this is about the Noble Phantasms. Studded treasures with a desire to make you feel like the existence of a hero. Oh yeah, I guess having the weapons stick inside the base kind of is like, wow. I wonder what kind of cool-ass servants use those weapons. Especially the spear. Due to the time limit, the treasures, gears, and swords stuck in the mountain were made by 3D modeling. That's pretty cool. 3D printed? I don't think so. They don't look 3D printed. Most of it is hidden by the cloth and the upper part of the diorama, so it is difficult to understand, but it is an image of the Holy Grail. Oh, they're talking about the base, how it's hardly visible. I used it as a pedestal motif because it is a story that unfolds on the stage of the Holy Grail. That's pretty cool. He's not wrong. Fate is a story that takes place and unfolds on the stage that is the Holy Grail. That, you know, that totally makes sense. Good on you, man. Hoshino, who I believe was the colorist, gave a brief explanation of each part and painted it, but he picked up the image very nicely. The shaded paint on the cloth, the burning feeling of the city, and the stain effect of the gears are stringent, and I think the overall look is like a painting. I made it so that you can enjoy it from various angles. Hope you can enjoy watching it around. That's true. You could probably enjoy looking at the figure from every angle, except for probably the back, because you'll just be seeing the gears. Since it is physically large, the joints of the parts cannot bear the weight, and it was difficult to see the balance as a whole. I like to make shapes, but I'm not good at crafting, so I had a hard time with those parts. Oh yeah, speaking of which, stability-wise, I don't think anything is going to bend over time. Saber is actually pretty solid, and it doesn't really wobble around too much. I mean, the back and Saber do waddle a little bit, but it's not as crazy as Assassin's Sword. I'm worried that this thing is actually going to slightly bend over time, because the weapon goes inside the hole, and like the hole is like this deep while the weapon is like this long. So, and as you can see, it wobbles the most, and I feel like this thing's going to bend over time. Just look how bad that wobble is. Yeah, I feel like they should have gave it much more leg room to go in, but I'm pretty sure I put it in as deep as it could go, so it kind of sucks. It's a very voluminous figure, so I think it's quite difficult to secure a place to put it. That is true. I don't know where the heck I'm going to put this. It's probably going to go in my Fate Shrine, though. I think that if you light it up and shade it with light, it will create an atmosphere. Alright, there you go. Product name, Fates Tonight, 15th anniversary figure, non-scale. That is true. They didn't really put a scale size for this thing, and it's kind of entering the statue category now at this point. PVC, overall, supervision, Takeuchi, of course, yes. Produced, Sakurako Ishinaga, coloring, Emi Hoshino. Production, Monolith Co. and Revolve Co. I've never actually heard of those guys. I'm surprised they didn't actually go with Stronger, because Aniplex tends to work with Stronger for figures, but it is what it is. Selling price, 45,000 yen, excluding tax. There you go. Released on February 26, 2021. Alright, so there you go. That is pretty much it. Now, would I recommend this figure for everybody? No. If you're like a casual Fate fan and you've only like watched the anime, I probably wouldn't recommend you buy this thing, because I mean, it's very expensive, especially if you get it from like US retailers. Like $600, it's nothing to scoff at. Especially if you're like one of those people who are like, why would I buy 2 prize figures with a fancy base for 600 bucks? Like, it's clear you're clearly not in the demographic, because Aniplex is definitely targeting the morons who would definitely pay for this regardless of price point. They're aiming for the big fans who are obsessed and are willing to shell out the money. You know, the complete morons. You're looking at one right now. So yeah, I would highly recommend this if you're a huge fan. If like you've played the VN, even Hollow Ataraxia, like this is definitely a collector's piece you must have if you are a collector anyways. Now actually Aniplex made an even bigger version of this. I think it's double the size or more than double the size of this thing. But it's definitely over triple the price, because the price for the bigger version is around 2.3 thousand USD. It went up for pre-order on May 1st. I don't know if it's sold out or not, because last time I tried to check, when I tried to add it to cart, Aniplex Plus wouldn't actually let me add it to cart. So I assumed it sold out on the first day. But apparently Otaku Mode has it in their store now, which I thought was very weird, because I didn't think Aniplex would let Western fans get a hold of it, because like I said before, or if I didn't say before, limited to 200 units. And also, I think it's made out of different material, and the paint job is slightly different. It has a more grungier look to it, and it actually does look a lot more detailed. But then again, who has $2,000, you know, lying around? And by the way, on Otaku Mode, it's actually $600 more than Aniplex Japan, so that's almost $3,000 instead of 2.3. Yeah, I don't know. If you happen to be Bill Gates and you're a big Fate fan, then, I mean, by all means. If you're asking me if I'm going to buy it, I'll be making a GoFundMe page, link down below in the description. I'm just kidding. I slightly regret not taking that Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship. It's okay. It's okay. Alright, yeah, but yeah, at the end of the day, I think this thing was a worthwhile purchase, at least for me. It's a holy grail figure for me, so obviously, right? Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Thank you so much for your patience. I know it's been a long time since I posted a video, but getting back into the swing of things. Also, we almost hit 60k, and by the time you watch this video, I probably already hit 60k. So thanks for that, guys. I might try to do a giveaway. We'll see. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Alright, so special thanks to my patrons Seswat, Beast, Catweiss, Ralku, Malhot, Tiso, Satsui, Hentia, and Fritz. You guys are amazing. And of course, thanks to all my other patrons as well. If you did like the content and feel like helping out, feel free to check out the Patreon page or use my affiliate links when you're buying anime merch down below. Thanks for watching.